Okay, let's talk B&B. So, I'm basically going to be reflecting on what happened this week on The Bold and the Beautiful and my predictions for what's going to happen next week. So, I think the first thing that we should go over is Thomas. He's kind of losing it a little. I mean, it looks like Ridge got through to him, but knowing how the show is, I'm gonna say Thomas is going to snap again. He was just saying that to make his father happy, but the way he grabbed Brooke and the fact that Ridge didn't even punch him is insane. I get that Thomas is his son, but I mean, that's his wife. Like, at some point you need to realize that Ridge, he just can't hold Thomas accountable. And that is only going to cause problems. Then, okay, what else? You got the whole Luna situation. Okay, this is just nuts to me. So basically, Will confronts Luna about everything. That was like last week and the beginning of this week. And Luna makes a run for it, finds Remy, which we really haven't seen him in a while. So that was pretty interesting to see that duo again. And then we meet Remy's boyfriend. And obviously Remy's boyfriend was not too happy to see Luna there. She used the restroom, like, he was pretty adamant about Luna getting out, which honestly, I think his name's Deke, right? Zeke or Deke, I don't know. It's something like that. But I may not fully know his name yet, but I'm pretty sure he's the realest person on the show. And they had their little argument, and we find out that Remy's boyfriend wants to be a fashion designer. So, a prediction, he's definitely going to end up working at Forrester. Like, that's not even a prediction, that's a fact. But he's going to find out there what Remy did to Elektra, because I think it's kind of clear that he doesn't know what Remy did yet. And that's going to spice things up quite a bit, so gonna stay tuned for that. So anyway, Luna goes back. Lee is furious, and she's kind of taking pity on herself, which she shouldn't, because like she kind of caused this when she made sure Luna wouldn't go back to prison. And then she starts to choke her out. Like, she would have killed Luna if it hadn't been for Bill and Will pulling her back. That was kind of wild. Lee's losing her mind a little bit. Kind of has the right to, but that was a lot. And Katie was just watching in shock. She was like, Katie, Mama Bear came out, for sure. Like, she was yelling at Luna. I love the way she comforts Will, too. Like, saying, this isn't your fault, this isn't your fault, and stuff. Like, Katie, you are a great mother. Okay, she's not a real person. Anyways. So basically, Bill drags Luna out. You'd think she would go back to prison immediately, right? Wrong. Bill decides that she's going to his house to take a bunch of pregnancy tests to, like, confirm the pregnancy, which, let's be real, they had a right to think that she was faking, but clearly she's not. Oh, poor Will. And Bill is telling her to get an abortion, which I think it's pretty clear that she's not going to do that, at least not without a fight. That kind of defeats the whole purpose of her plan, her very evil plan. And Will is going to tell Elektra what happened. That's kind of how we ended today's episode, where he was starting to, like, tell Elektra what happened, and she has no idea yet. So, I know what I want to happen. Like, I kind of want Elektra to understand. I know it's probably going to be hard for her to understand, but, it really wasn't Will's fault. He was taken advantage of, and he thought it was Elektra. So I really hope that even if they do break up temporarily, they find their way back to each other, which they probably will, because I definitely do think they kind of belong together. And Luna, she just needs to go back to jail. She needs to stay there forever. I would not mind if Luna wasn't a part of the show anymore. Like, I know she brings extra drama, but I'm just not a big fan of the character. That's just my opinion. And then I want to make sure I get like every big thing down before I go into the weekly preview that we got shown. So basically, oh yeah, we told Sheila what happened. Sheila, obviously, like, she's a bit psycho too. She thinks that it could be a real game changer that Luna's pregnant, and Lee's just so mad right now. She's like, oh my goodness, she's just mad. And I have a theory of what's gonna happen that I'll get into in a sec. And we have Hope and Elektra talking. That is the only time we see Hope this week, I think. I'm pretty sure. But I know that Hope and Carter weren't like a focus in this week's episodes. But I just have to say it, they are breaking up soon. Like, that's just a fact. They are not getting married. I have a feeling that since Carter really wants to get into like the wedding and stuff, maybe the wedding will actually happen, but when it comes to saying I do, Hope's gonna say like I can't and stuff. I don't know. I feel like it could be that sort of situation, and then she'll realize that her true love is with Liam, which I think is fine. I really did not sense much chemistry between Hope and Carter anyway. It was so sudden. And Carter and Daphne, I would not mind if they ended up together. They probably will. Just, I think they could be a good couple. We really haven't gotten to see too much of them, but when they're on screen together, you can feel the electricity. And I think I'm going to wrap up that part. Wait, one more thing? Taylor had every right to leave. Eric has been so out of line. Like, I get that he wanted Brooke and Ridge back together, but he was actively undermining Taylor to do it, and then he says, oh, we're friends. Like, Eric, if you were her friend, you would not have done that. If you actually respected her, you would have never done that. Anyways, let's get into the weekly preview. So, what we see is Brooke going to Taylor's office, which there's no way that's ending well. Taylor has a right to be mad. I think she should blame Ridge, and I think she kind of has. I feel like that's what she was explaining to Thomas, is that she does blame Ridge, and that is not all Brooke's fault, which I 100% agree with. But there's obviously still going to be a bunch of tension there. I don't know why Brooke decided to show up at her office. That was kind of petty on Brooke's part. Like, you already got the man, leave her alone. And then you got Deacon yelling at Sheila because she knew Luna was alive and didn't tell him. But based on how he was about Luna, can you blame her? I mean, he has a right to be upset with Luna, but like the way he was talking to Sheila, even though Sheila cared about her, especially when they thought that Luna was dead, that was just, had a bit of a problem with that. But I think that Lee's gonna be so mad at Sheila being like kind of nonchalant about what Luna did, and she's gonna tell Deacon to kind of be petty. I can see that happening. That's probably how Deacon found out, because I don't think Sheila would tell him on her own. I don't know. We'll find out. I think Lee was the one who told him. And then after that, you got kind of like a few different snippets of conversations between Luna and Bill, which honestly, Bill, send Luna to jail already. I don't care if she's pregnant or not. She needs to be locked up for what she did. All of the things that she did. Like, you're not getting through to her. No one has, and no one will. So just send her back to prison. She's not even worth your effort. Anyways, I think that's all for today. So like this video, subscribe to my channel, turn on your notification bell, and I will see you all next time. Bye guys!